Hello, and welcome to another Transcend-Ing Tarotcast. That was unnecessary. Okay, let's start with a collective card. Ooh, the Eight of Swords. I mean, isn't that just? The Eight of Swords is the card of feeling trapped. Considering the current events of the world, it's no surprise that this card is turning up. Well, the task that everyone has this week, and the real lesson is, how will we not feel trapped within the circumstances? We get the external circumstances and we believe that they make us feel trapped. Our job this week really is to find a sense of freedom regardless of what's going on. We have to free ourselves from this trappedness with our mind, really. Aries, you get the Magician as the final card for this month. Considering you started with the Tower, this is really good work. So the journey for you has been destruction, and then finding how to play in a team, and then finding spirituality, and then dealing with loss. And now you come to a place in which you've understood your full potential. You've understood all the tools that you have within you to manifest your dream life, to manifest into the external world, everything that comes with your potential. Taurus, you got the Six of Swords. You had the Universe for the month, which means you're meant to be closing a cycle. You had the Lovers, which meant you had to pay attention to how you were sharing your love and how to make choices around sharing your love. And then you had the Knight of Swords, which was all about paying attention to the details and not going too fast. And then you had the Empress, which was really retracting and becoming a receptor of what is meant to come for you. And with that, you might have had some news which will take you now to completely new places. Now, the Six of Swords is a card of moving places, sometimes physically, sometimes not physically. It could also be physically. You might have to go somewhere this week, but it could mean that you're just moving into a new place of being. Still on the Empress energy, allow the current to take you to this new place because it's going to be good. Gemini, King of Wands. Last week we had the Page, and this week we have the King, which means you started on a learning curve last week. Whatever was happening last week, if you were learning about it, you've mastered it already. You've come from the Page to the King. You've grown a lot in a week. You had Death for the month, and you had Death twice actually, which means this month was all about transformation. And you started as the child, and you end this month as the complete successful adult that you should be within your creative and passionate self. It's a lot of growth and a lot of transformation already from one week to another. So congratulations, first of all. And second of all, allow yourself to settle in this King, because this is going to be the most sustainable way for you to be this week. Is just settle into the King. And the King, he's structured, he's organized, he understands growth because he's already grown so much. He understands how to do it in a way that doesn't become chaotic. And that's the gift for you this week, is you can keep growing, but from now on it won't feel chaotic. Cancer, the Queen of Pentacles. So you had a moon month, the subconscious connecting with the subconscious month. And you had the Two of Swords, which was all about not being able to open up, and then you had the Knight of Cups, which was all about opening up too much. And now you have the Queen of Pentacles. And last week I told you to try and find the balance. This week you find the balance. You really do, because the Queen of Pentacles is the grounded queen, and she's also emotional, because all queens are. So it means you've come to a place in which you've opened up it went a little bit too intense, but now you've found the middle ground. You found the grounded way of expressing your emotions. And so this week should be really beautiful for you, really nurturing, really replenishing, really loving, but in a grounded way. So well done, Cancer. Leo, we got the World. So you started the month with Temperance, which is all about finding balance. And then you had the Wheel of Fortune, which was the destiny coming to strike. And then you had the Three of Wands, which was all about finding yourself in a new leadership role and guiding others through things that only you had the courage to guide them through. And then you had the Nine of Cups, which was like the emotional fulfillment of that sequence coming. And now you got the World, which means absolute success. You've done it. You've nailed the balance. And you can conclude this cycle really successfully and really feeling fulfilled on every level, on every aspect of your life. If you're not feeling this way, then you need to revisit some of these steps, and you need to revisit what did you miss in finding this balance. Virgo, Six of Pentacles. Started with a Fool, which was about having starting a new cycle altogether. And we had the Ten of Wands, which was having a little bit too much burden. And then we had the Three of Cups, which was reconnecting with your relationships in a deeper way. And then we had Strength, which was finding, really finding your own power and starting this new journey and this new cycle completely present in your power. Now you have the Six of Pentacles, and this means you might be wavering back into your routine that led you to the Ten of Wands in the first place, that led you to extra burden in the first place. So the Six of Pentacles is all about the balance between giving and receiving. If you have the tendency to give more than you allow yourself to receive, then you end up in the Ten of Wands, which has having the burden of too much responsibility that doesn't belong to you. So this week, you really need to pay attention in your behavior that, we all do 3 steps forward and a step back, and that's perfectly normal. But if you observe it now, if you're aware of it, you can prevent it from happening again. So that's your job for this week. Really observe when you're giving and when you're receiving, and which one you're doing too much of, and then bringing some balance in for that. Libra, you got the Queen of Wands. This is a really nice card for you, Libra, because we had the Chariot, which was about finding our uniqueness and our individuality. Then we had the Two of Pentacles, which was a bit of a, I'm not sure how to handle all of this. And then last week we had the Ten of Wands, which was having a little bit too much burden on your back, and you're meant to release the burden that didn't belong to you. This week you have the Queen of Wands, which means you've come into a place of really understanding and connecting with your creativity and connecting with your passions and respecting that and setting the right boundaries for these passions and this creativity to be expressed in the world in your unique way, with your unique gifts, and not burdening yourself along the way. So well done. Scorpio, you got the Knight of Pentacles. This is just coming to say, you had a month of judgment, and I've been saying the whole month, it's not a month to take action, it's a month to wait, it's a month to just observe. And then we went through a few ordeals of painful things, and then we went through happy things, and we're starting to get a little bit impatient. When is this observing going to end? When can we start taking action? This card just comes to remind us it's not time to take action yet. Things are to be done in their appropriate time, and you're still in judgment. So you're still taking things slowly and step by step and not really rushing into action, okay? Sagittarius, Page of Cups. Nice. So you had the Devil. And it was all about facing your shadow self, facing your self-sabotaging tendencies. Then you had the Five of Pentacles, which was about dealing with loss and scarcity. And then we had the Chariot, which was about finding our own way, finding your unique way, finding your gifts, really taking charge of your own carriage and your path. And then we had the Seven of Cups, which was saying, don't make decisions yet because you have too many options and one of them is going to come up. So this week you have the Page of Cups, and this means with the Page of Cups that you're going to be learning about your emotional body, about your emotional self. You're going to really spend some time understanding your emotional language. And through understanding your emotional language, then you'll be able to make the decision of which path to take. So it's still part of the process. But now it's not so much just waiting for the options to turn up or not turn up. Now it's you're going to learn your emotional language, and that will give you the answers. Capricorn, Ace of Cups. What a month for you. The Sun, the devil came to test you. Then you had to isolate yourself to fully understand what all of that meant. And then you have the card of victory, which means you succeeded in understanding it. And now you have the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is about starting a new emotional cycle. And it's a happy card. It's a card on, when you have that first excitement about something and your emotions are truly loving towards something, but you're still not sure what it is. And that's great. It means new things are coming and you're going to end this month on a nice note. Aquarius, Nine of Swords. Basically, you're just getting a little bit anxious with this entire process that you have to go through, that you had to go through this month. You're not used to just being receptive. You're not used to just being in flow, which is what this month was about for you, because you had the Empress. And then you had the World, which is about closing cycles. And then you had the Ace of Cups, which is all about emotions. And let's be honest, you're not the most connected to your emotions. In fact, you are quite detached from your emotions. And then you have the Seven of Pentacles, which was like, wait. And all of this is making your mind go a little bit stir crazy and start to overthink. You don't have to allow your mind to do this. This is part of the process. Basically, this week, what you need to do is really get into your meditation practices, get into anything that calms your mind down practices, whatever that may be for you, and don't allow the mind to take control. You're still on the Empress, so you cannot allow the mind to take control. Because if it does, at this point in time, while you're about to finish the Empress process, it's almost like all the work you've done throughout the month will go to waste, and we don't want that. So pay attention to when the overthinking starts and just calm it down. Pisces, we got the Tower. You had the Lovers. And obviously the Lovers is about loving and creating connections and creating unity between the male and the female. And it's about self-love. And when the self-love is really strong, then that projects outwards and attracts the right people into our lives. You had the Queen of Wands, which was all about getting passionate and creative over this energy of the Lovers. So you might have had a little bit of excitement there. And then the Nine of Swords came to bring you some anxiety. And then last week, you were meant to be in a healing place, in a place where you accepted your mistakes and you accepted who you truly are for all the things that you might do or not do. The Tower now just comes to tell you that this entire process has made you realize there are some things in yourself that need changing, and they need some drastic changing. This week, you're actually being supported to create these changes. You're being supported to throw out the old and start new. Start from the beginning. Start from the foundations. Whatever this may mean for you in terms of your connection between your male and your female energy, your connection with loving relationships, your connection with self-love. This week, we bring it down to the foundations. We destroy the rest that wasn't properly built, and we start over.